In this unit, we look at Caribbean history and culture, Unit 9, page 34 from our Social Studies workbook. What are some of the common historical experiences of Caribbean people? Point 1. All the Caribbean countries have similar historical experiences, in that they have been ruled by a European country. This means that all these countries were once colonies. Some of the countries are still not independent. The second point, majority of the Caribbean countries are now independent states that are ruled by democratic government. A democratic government is one that is elected by the people. Independent countries have their own government, national symbols, national motto, anthem, and flags. The culture of the Caribbean people is unique because each migrant group brought its own culture to the region. Our culture includes not only our language and our history, but also our songs, dances, music, food, dress, festivities and ceremonies, religion, as well as our sports and arts. Slavery was once a feature of the Caribbean regions. The original inhabitants were Tainos. The Africans were enslaved to work on sugar plantations in the Caribbean. By 1838, slavery was completely abolished in the British colonies. Emancipation took place in all the countries that had slaves. After emancipation, many of the freed slaves left the plantation, and as a result, there was a need for workers. The Chinese, Indians, and Portuguese came to the Caribbean as immigrants to work as indentured laborers. They came to work on contract for 3 to 5 years. The Syrians, Lebanese, and Jews also migrated to the Caribbean to set up business enterprises. Sugarcane. Sugarcane was the major crop cultivated in most of the territories. Sugarcane was manufactured mainly for export to England. In the Caribbean, there are different ethnic groups, including Africans, East Indians, Europeans, Chinese, and indigenous Indians. And to the bottom of page 34, we have 6 individuals here who represent various ethnic groups that can be found in the Caribbean. We now turn over to page 35, Caribbean history and culture, cultural similarities and differences. We look at the similarities first. The official language spoken by the people is determined by which European country had colonies in the Caribbean. Nearly all the Caribbean people speak English. Nearly all Caribbean countries have their own dialect, which is separate from the official language spoken. Caribbean people have a preference for spicy food. Some of the staple foods for Caribbean people include rice, flour, tubers. Religion plays a major part in the lives of the Caribbean people. The most dominant religion is Christianity. Caribbean people love music. Some of the popular music forms are calypso, mento, merengue, and reggae. The drum plays a significant part in Caribbean music. In general, the mode of dressing is similar among Caribbean people. An important aspect of Caribbean life is the celebration of festivals, whether secular or religious. The people enjoy sporting activities such as cricket, football, netball. Every independent country has a national symbol. These symbols include the national anthem, a coat of arms, a motto, a flag, and a national dish. Now we move on to the differences. Caribbean people do not all speak the same language. The 4 official languages spoken are English, Spanish, French, and Dutch. There are some territories that speak more than one language, for example Belize, where English and Spanish are spoken. The dominant music form is not the same in each territory. In Trinidad, the dominant music is calypso. In Jamaica, it is reggae. In the Dominican Republic, it is merengue, and in Cuba, it is rumba. The types of festival celebration varies among the islands. In Barbados, crop over and fish festival are celebrated. Trinidad and Tobago, along with some Eastern Caribbean countries, celebrate Carnival. In Jamaica, there are Independence, Emancipation, Reggae Sunsplash, and Carnival celebrations. At the bottom of our page, we have a game of football, a popular sport among Caribbean countries. Before we turn over to page 36, what does dialect mean? You'll find that word in the third point under similarities. Also, what do we mean by tubers? In the fourth point under similarities, talking about staple foods in the Caribbean. So, those are keywords that we need to understand, dialect and tubers. And I'd like you to come to class and give some examples of those. Now we turn over to page 36, where we begin our unit review. It says 1. Who were the original inhabitants of the Caribbean? So who were the first people in the Caribbean? Number 2. What was the major crop that was cultivated in most of the Caribbean territories? For number 3 to 6, we have a matching activity. We have the Caribbean countries and we have what musical forms. So we're supposed to match to Cuba, reggae, merengue, calypso or rumba, and we'll do the same for those. So the countries are Cuba. What type of music do they have there that's popular there? Trinidad, what type of music is popular there? Jamaica and the Dominican Republic. Number 7. The most widely practiced religion in the Caribbean is? Number 8. Which is the most popular language spoken in the Caribbean? Number 9. From which country were slaves taken to work on the sugar plantations? Next set of instructions says, on the line provided, write the festival celebrated in each country. So, number 10, St. Lucia. What festival do they celebrate, or festivals? Barbados, Guyana, Jamaica, Trinidad, and Haiti. Number 16, name 4 popular sports that Caribbean people enjoy. Next instruction says, find the meaning of these words. Independent, culture, democratic, migrant, and indentured. Number 19, on page 37, descendant and inhabitants. Number 20, the process by which slaves were freed is called? Now it says, on your own. Give the name of the country to whom each of the following belong. The Mighty Sparrow, Jimmy Cliff, Calypso Rose, Red Plastic Bag, Arrow, and Bob Marley. The second bit of research you could do is research and find out about each of the following outstanding personalities. Louis Bennett, Derek Walcott, V.S. Naipaul, Edna Manley, George Lamming, Paul Keynes Douglas. Although there are similarities in food throughout the Caribbean, some countries have their own special foods. Research and find out the special foods in the Caribbean countries and complete the table. So the table is here. We have countries in one column and foods in one column. The countries are Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, Jamaica, Guyana, Barbados, St. Lucia, Dominica, and St. Vincent. Well, this brings us to the end of Unit 9. I want you to pay special attention to the unit review, especially the on your own section. Take your time, make sure that you're able to answer all the questions, and see you next time, where we will be discussing Unit 10, the physical environment of the Caribbean region.